Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Go English. I'm Mizu, and here we focus on simple, practical English that you can truly use in your everyday life.
And I'm Lucas. Whether you've been learning with us for a long time or you just found our channel today, we're really happy you're here.
Before we begin, we just want to say thank you. Thank you for your thoughtful comments, your messages, and all the topic suggestions you send us. We read them carefully, and they really inspire our lessons.
Yes, and today's lesson is a perfect example. So many of you asked us to explain for and since in a clearer and simpler way. So this video is especially for you.
We truly appreciate that you're learning with us and growing with us. It means a lot. Lucas, can I ask you something? How long have you lived in the United States?
Oh, for most of my life. Actually, since I was a little kid.
Did you notice that? He just used for and since naturally without stopping to think about grammar rules.
It just came out.
And that's exactly what we want for you. We want these words to feel natural, not stressful. Today, we're going to make for and since simple, clear, natural. No fear, no confusion.
Step by step with real examples you actually hear in daily life. If you enjoy learning practical, real-life English with us, you can like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe so we can keep improving together.
All right, let's finally make for and since make sense. Let's get started. Lucas, let me ask you something, my friend. When do we usually use for and since?
We use them when we talk about time, especially when we talk about how long something continues.
Yes, how long something continues. That's the key feeling today. So no stress, everyone. We're not starting with formulas. We're starting with feeling.
Exactly. Think about real life. Think about your life right now.
So this lesson is about two big ideas: duration and starting point. For equals duration. That means how long. Since equals starting point. That means from when.
Mizu, let's make it super real. If I say, I've lived here for 5 years, what am I focusing on?
You're focusing on the length. 5 years. That's duration. That's for.
Yes. I don't care exactly when I started, I just care about the length, 5 years.
Now listen to this. I've lived here since 2021. Now what's the focus?
Now we care about the starting point, the moment it began, 2021. That's since.
See the difference, Lucas? For stretches like a line. How long? Since points to one moment, the beginning.
Oh, I like that. For is the line, since is the dot.
Yes, exactly. A dot and a line. That's it. That's the whole feeling.
Let's try everyday examples. I've had this phone for 2 years. Duration, 2 years. I've had this phone since 2024. Starting point, 2024.
I've known Lucas for 10 years. That's a long time, Lucas.
Wow, Mizu, we're getting old.
Speak for yourself. Now, I've known Lucas since high school. That's the starting moment.
So, don't think about grammar first. Think about the picture in your head. Are you talking about the length? Use for. Are you talking about when it started? Use since.
Simple, clear, real life. And don't worry, we're going to practice together so you can really feel it.
Mizu, let me ask you something real. How long have you lived in Australia?
I've lived here for 5 years.
Okay. Why did you say for 5 years? Why not since?
Because 5 years is a period of time. It's duration. It tells you the length.
Exactly. We're not focusing on the exact starting date. We just care about the length of time. 5 years. That's duration.
If someone asks me, how long? I'm not going to answer with a calendar date. I answer with a time length.
Yes. Imagine this.
How long have you been at the gym? Since Monday.
That sounds like you've been living at the gym.
Right? That doesn't clearly answer the question. If someone asks, how long have you been at the gym? You should say, for 2 hours.
So, remember this. 4 plus 2 hours. 3 days. A week. A month. A long time. 10 years. All of these are lengths of time.
4 answers one simple question. How long?
Let's try a few more real-life examples. I've been busy for 3 days. Not just one moment, 3 full days.
I've had this job for 6 months.
I've known my neighbor for a long time.
That one is a little mysterious. A long time could mean 5 years or 20.
Yes, very mysterious English.
All right, now it's your turn. How long have you studied English? Think about it. For 1 year? For 5 years? For a few months?
Say your answer out loud. Use for. I've studied English for...
Good. See, that already feels natural. We're not memorizing rules. We're simply answering one clear question. How long? All right, Mizu, my turn to ask you something. When did you start teaching English?
I started in 2015. So I've been teaching since 2015.
Exactly. You see that? Since tells us the starting point, the moment it began.
Not the length, not how long, just the beginning.
So, if for is the line,
Then since is the dot. One clear dot on the timeline.
I love that image. Dot and line. So simple.
Let's look at more real-life examples. Since plus 2020, last week, Monday, January, I was a child. All of these are starting points.
I've been tired since Monday. So Monday is the beginning of the tiredness. Poor me.
Oh, Lucas, maybe you need coffee.
Probably. Another example. I've lived here since 2021. That's the moment I moved here. That's the start.
Yes, and listen to this one. I've loved English since I was a child. That's not a duration, that's the starting moment in the past.
So, remember, since answers one simple question. From when?
Let's compare quickly, Lucas. For 5 years, that's the length. Since 2020, that's the starting point.
Same situation, different focus.
If you focus on how long, use for. If you focus on when it started, use since.
See? Not complicated, just a different feeling.
And don't worry, we're going to practice more so this becomes automatic for you. All right, Lucas, now let's put them next to each other. Same situation, different focus. Listen carefully. I've lived here for 5 years. I've lived here since 2021.
Both sentences are correct. Both talk about the same life, but the focus is different.
Imagine a timeline in your head. There's a starting point, and then a line that continues until now. Since, 1 point, the beginning. For, the length between that point and now.
So since is like saying here. This is where it started.
And for is like stretching your arms wide and saying, this long.
Yes, very dramatic English. All right, everyone, your turn. Which one is correct? I've known her 10 years.
Think about it. Are we talking about length or starting point?
The answer is 4.
Good, because 10 years is duration. Now try this one. I've known her since 2015.
The answer is since.
Exactly, because 2015 is the starting moment.
See? You already understand it.
When you feel the difference between point and length, you'll never mix them up again. Lucas, let me ask you something important. Do we usually use for and since with the past simple?
Not really. Most of the time, we use them with the present perfect.
Yes, and there's a reason for that.
Listen to these examples. I have worked here for 3 years. I have worked here since 2022.
Both sentences use present perfect. Why?
Because the action started in the past and it continues now.
That's the key. If I say I worked there for 3 years,
That sounds finished. It's a story from the past. It's over.
exactly, maybe you don't work there anymore. But when I say I have worked here for 3 years,
It started in the past and it's still true now.
let's try another one, Lucas. I have lived here since 2021.
That means you moved here in 2021 and you still live here now.
If I say I lived there since 2021,
That sounds confused. My brain doesn't like it.
because since and for love actions that continue until now.
So here's the feeling. Present perfect plus for or since. Something began before and is still happening now.
Don't just remember the tense name. Remember the idea. Started before, still true now.
If that feeling is there, for and since will feel natural.
See, Lucas, it's all about the timeline again.
Exactly. And you're already understanding it.
All right, we've talked about the feeling, we've compared them side by side. Now, let's hear how this sounds in a real conversation. Just normal life, no grammar talk.
Okay, Mizu, let me ask you something real. How long have you known your best friend?
I've known her for 12 years. We've been friends since high school.
12 years? That's serious friendship.
Yes, we've seen each other through everything. Exams, bad haircuts, first jobs, everything.
That's true friendship. So you said for 12 years. That's the duration. And since high school, that's the starting point.
Exactly. Same friendship, two different focuses.
Do you still talk every day?
Not every day, but we've stayed close for all these years.
See how natural that sounds? We're just talking about life, but for and since are doing their job quietly in the background.
Now it's your turn. What about you? How long have you known your best friend?
Is it for 5 years? For 10 years?
Or since 2018? Since childhood?
Write your sentence in the comments. Use for or since.
Don't be shy. Practice makes it natural. And we read your comments, remember?
Yes, maybe your sentence will inspire our next lesson.
All right, let's keep going. All right, friends, let's wrap it up. Here's what we learned today.
For tells us the length of time. Since tells us the exact moment it started.
Both often go with present perfect. Both talk about something that started in the past and continues until now.
Don't memorize rules. Don't stress about formulas.
Feel the difference. Feel the timeline. That's the key.
Remember, English isn't about complicated words.
It's about clear ideas.
If you feel the timeline,
You'll never confuse for and since again.
and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Practice a little every day.
And we'll see you in the next Go English video.
Keep learning, keep practicing, and have fun.